I'm Sherry Bronfman, and I'm here to speak to you on behalf of an art exhibit that's here in New York at the Gallery 25 CPW, which is now exhibiting Joe Miller's work. I was especially moved by him having the experience of living in such a natural surrounding. He's been able to, with that semi-isolation, tap into a part of himself that I think if he had been living in the city, he would have perhaps overlooked. He's able also to embrace a color palette that very often is avoided in the kind of work that he does, because he does work with nature, but he's inspired by something else that comes from his spirit. I certainly don't know exactly what it is, but there's a luxury attached to it. There's a particular joy that I find in Joe's work. When art draws you in, or when it causes you to think and to address your own personal subconscious, your own depth that you may or may not feel compelled to share with other people, it's very interesting. If I were a curator, I would emphasize the fact that he's an artist that is, here in the United States of America. I think I may have mentioned in our other interview that people in New York can become very arrogant about how they perceive art, because we have the opportunity to be exposed to so much, and we are able to see and be exposed to established artists as well as young up-and-coming artists. And we sometimes forget and or do not discuss openly, maybe in small groups, but not always, artists that are all across the country. And so when you have artists that have dedicated their lives to their profession, I think that there has to be a way of exposing them on a grander scale. So personally, I would emphasize the fact that he is an American artist who has been doing work for X number of years. And I would emphasize that while he may not have as many collectors on the East Coast as he has on the West Coast, that should be addressed, and he should be looked at. And I would personally like to see his work on, like on large canvases.